Welcome, angels, to think outside the box. What does that mean to you? Well, it could possibly mean asking yourself, in what areas of your life are you willing to step outside your comfort zone? Possibly giving yourself the opportunity to rest, allowing your body to heal itself. Or maybe, angels, it looks like a puzzle and you aren't really sure how to think outside the box. But yet you can find out. There's many ways, angels, that you're able to think outside the box. I am Heather Buzzard, a Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves, where we uplift and inspire you to become who you truly came here to be. Angels, May 30th, I am teaching Forgiveness is Self-Love, the healing class. Join us at forgiveness.breakingshame.com. You can go over there and sign up for that class. That's May 30th. Forgiveness is Self-Love. I am teaching that class May 30th, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Adjust the time zone in your areas. Go to forgiveness.breakingshame.com to sign up for that class. Angels, in our community, I put up a posting that a quote that came out of my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, about forgiveness, and also the link below so you can go over there and sign up as well. And that's in our community posting. Angels, like, subscribe to this channel, share it with others, and you know what's coming. We're going to create a YouTube channel for kids. That little girl in Texas, she really inspired me. So that's coming. I'm looking forward to that. Angels are before we start, grab your drink, whatever you're choosing to drink. Today I am choosing peach nectar. Believe it or not, angels, peach nectar. Take a sip of your favorite drink. It tastes delicious. And sit back and relax. Our theme of the month is momentum, and our topic is personal conflict. Now, I would just like to say, I sit down at the end of each month and I write my topic and my theme and meditate upon it and write the shows for the next month. So when I do this, I have absolutely no idea how my personal life aligns with these topics. Yet the universe and God always creates that. Personal conflict. Where in your life are you experiencing personal conflict? And we'll give you the definition of that. It acts as an emotional or psychological mass that heavily influences your personal experiences. So when you have that inner conflict or inner resistance or anything that goes against the grain of life, you are, first of all, going uphill, flowing upstream, and it's influencing your personal momentum to be able to move forward in life, which is why unforgiveness keeps you stuck, bitterness keeps you stuck, negative feelings keep you stuck, depression, etc., so on. Negative momentum, angels, is unresolved conflict, which creates friction and slows your forward progress. So you can have personal conflict that weighs heavily on you, and you can also have negative momentum, which also creates conflict and friction, and it slows you from moving forward. So, where in your life do you have any negative momentum stirring in your life, whether it be in your business, personal, family, job, whatever it may be? Where in your life are you experiencing momentum, positive or negative? Yet, personal conflict, knowing that is emotional and psychological mass, angels, and it influences your personal experiences. When you have negative momentum, that influences your personal experiences. So are you consciously aware, awake and aware of what type of momentum is moving you through life? This is what waking up and becoming conscious is all about. Now, the mental load regarding is remembering, angels, that arguments and suppressing feelings requires constant energy that you have to keep using to keep repressing those feelings, to continue arguments, to continue that loop of negativity. It takes energy for that. So are you mentally tired because you're swimming upstream with negative momentum? Something to ask yourself. Avoidance. Do you avoid things in your life? Because that causes friction as well. Avoidance can create a contrast, which causes friction, which causes you to retreat into a quote unquote safe comfort zone. Now, I will tell you, angels, when I went to Texas, I was way outside my comfort zone. Yet, by being outside that comfort zone, and I'm going to share this with you in a minute, I had a healing out of this world. So, when you're avoiding, when you are trying to avoid things in your life and it's causing you friction in your life, and you retreat back into a safe comfort zone, that's something that's familiar, that's something that won't challenge you. Yet I wasn't in a safe comfort zone, angels. I was in another state, way out in the country, way outside my comfort zone, which is why being outside of your comfort zone is a benefit, because it helps you grow, whether you think so or not. So this ties in perfectly with what I experienced last week. I have had personal conflict in my life. My book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, showed you a lot of that personal conflict from the time I was a baby all the way into adulthood. Now, I've been on this healing journey for a long, long time, and I've changed my mindset, and I've changed my life, and changed how I think, and positive momentum, and all of that. Yet, there was still that pattern of self sabotage that I wasn't consciously aware of. So, last week in Texas, I thought my whole point was going to talk about my book in Dallas and then going to visit my brother and going skydiving. That's what I thought it was. Yet, Spirit, who works in mysterious ways and can take you here, there, in a squiggly line all over the place, yet you are in the right place at the right time. So I'm in Texas, and I had an incident where I wasn't able to skydive because I wasn't physically fit enough to be able to do a safe jump with the tandem guy. So that I was totally disappointed, and I started crying, and it was a gut. And you would have thought that it was the end of my life, the way that it affected me. Yet looking back, I realized that that was just to get me into that space. Because when I wasn't able to skydive, angels, that brought up a lot of negative feelings that I didn't even realize were still, that I had suppressed, obviously. And all of that came up, and my brother got the wrath of that. Yet, being in that country brought up a lot of childhood memories. And that's one thing that momentum can do, is can bring back good memories and negative memories. And being out in the country brought back a lot of childhood memories, a lot of memories with my parents who have now since passed. And it was just all of that momentum energy, angels, was there in Texas. And I was in a state of confusion. I was upset. And I had negative momentum, actually, was what was carrying me, because I was angry and I was upset. And I was crying. I was devastated, and I didn't understand. And I called out to God, and I said, God, show me, tell me, I'm willing. Just help me get out of this space. I tell you all the time, angels, when you're in that space of negativity, you call on your angels, call on your guides. They will show up and help you. Not in the way that you think, not in the way that you think that they will, though. Make a long story short, my brother left, went to a concert. I was there by myself, and I sat in my funk, angels. I sat in that funk for about 20, 25 minutes. And I heard Spirit say to me, Heather, what would you tell your angels? I said, well, I would tell my angels that if they're in a space of personal conflict, to shift their energy. So Spirit said, do that. Angels, I picked up my phone, listened to iHeartRadio, one of my Christian Say K-Love station that I listen to all the time, and I put that on. And that did shift my energy. Now, these are all tools and ways, angels, that you can too shift your energy if you're in a space of personal conflict. So I picked that up, shifted my energy. I started feeling better. First song that came on that I heard was Come Home to God. I started singing that song, then more songs, and I started feeling better. Then I heard Spirit say, look up the word abandonment. And I looked up that word, angels. Now, this is all doing the work. Looked up that word, looked underneath. How can I heal this? And it said to go back all throughout the areas of your life, all the way back to the age where it started. Well, angels, all of our negative behaviors are learned behaviors, and that starts in childhood. So I went all the way back to childhood, and it was undescribable the feeling of joy, love, and peace that I experienced after I sat in that pain. And it wasn't until after I moved through that painful experience that I was able to experience that love, peace, and joy. Yet, by my going back and looking at every part of my life, I was able to see the pattern of self sabotage. And in that moment, angels, I was able to heal that and let that go. Acknowledge it and acknowledge it, embrace my inner self, my inner child that I had left behind, and know that she now is in a safe space in my heart with me. So that pattern of self sabotage has been cut. Yet, that pattern of self sabotage was my personal conflict all my life, angels. That's why I'm telling you the story. Now, if you are aware of an area in your life where you either self-sabotage yourself or you've abandoned yourself in some way, shape, or form, look up the word abandonment and look up healing. Find that, sit with that pain, and allow yourself to move through it. And I tell you, angels, the reason why I sat with that pain is because I knew on the other side I would feel better. And I tell you, the more times that you sit with that negative or that energy that we try to run from or escape from because we don't want to feel it, the more that you sit with that feeling, the more you will experience and know that on the other side of that is peace of mind, relief, love, self-love, self-empowerment. And angels, it was about maybe an hour and a half experience. Went through it by myself. Yet I knew by going through those stages, I knew on the other side I would be happy and I would be free. And that's what it's about. And that's how you can move forward in life. When you're willing to say yes to yourself and you're willing to go back to that child and you're willing to accept and embrace and love yourself, angels, you can end personal conflict in your life. Yet, in order to do that, I'm going to give you some tips. Prioritize your active listening and define the root cause. So, I prioritize listening to my inner spirit or higher self. And I went back to the root cause of that 8-year-old girl. And I tell you, angels, by me doing that again, I was able to clearly see a pattern throughout my entire life that I wasn't able to see up until that point. And once you see that, you can't go back. There is no going back. And that's where the freedom comes in because now I am free. I am no longer self sabotaging and I'm no longer going upstream against that personal conflict. And believe me, angels, I was surprised because I was like, well, spirit, here I am out talking and sharing about my book, sharing about how I've forgiven my parents and moved forward with life. How can this be? Yet, if the true root isn't pulled, it is still with you. So I'm going to, there's another thing 2-minute rule, angels. If you're bogged down, if your mind is bogged down with negativity, or if you're in that negative loop and you're just repeating negative things that people have told you or things that people have said to you or things that maybe you have said to yourself, stop. 2-minute rule. Stop. Go outside, look up at the sun, look up at the clouds, take a walk, go get some water, do some meditating, do some journaling, just break up that cycle. Because it's when you're willing to break up that cycle that you're telling that pattern that it no longer has control over you anymore. And that's what I saw with that self-sabotage, Angels. That pattern had control of my life for 30, 30, 40, 40, 40, 50 years almost. That self-sabotage. And yet, when I was willing to acknowledge it, look at it, embrace it, sit in that pain, and come throughout the other side a winner, free. There it won't be no more. That self-sabotage won't be. And that's what I'm saying to you, angels. Whatever it is that maybe you have a personal conflict in your life, and only you know that, use journaling, use meditation, use this 2-minute rule. Prioritize, listen to what spirit is saying to you. If you hear things said to you 3 times, I truly believe that spirit universe trying to get your attention. Are you listening to what it is that the universe is asking you? And I tell you, it's only when we're willing to really truly listen that we can really move forward in our life. And in moving forward in our life, angels, is when we can experience that freedom, that joy, that happiness, that peace, that love. Positive momentum is self reinforcing a cycle where small, consistent actions build confidence and motivation, which leads you to larger, sustained results. I chose positive momentum in Texas by myself so that I could move out of that negative momentum that had carried me all of my life. And because I consciously chose to move out of that and use the tools that I was given and go back and actually look at each aspect of my life as an adult, as a young adult, as a teenager, as a young child, that pattern of self sabotage was so clear. And I tell you, angels, going back, I was able to own and claim my inner child and truly put her in my heart space. So that will never be. So I won't abandon myself ever again. And it makes a difference in how you move forward in life. And I'm only using my story as an example for you to help show you where you may be having personal conflict and the tools that you can use to help move yourself forward. To build momentum, angels, you start with tiny wins. Don't wait to feel motivated, because if you do, you never will do that. So take action that creates motivation. I took action that created motivation by listening to spirit, listening to music, and that music created the momentum, positive momentum that got me going in that direction. So use positive momentum to create you to move forward, and take the smallest, easiest task first to give your brain a quick hit of accomplishment. Something tiny, something small, just so you can have that feeling of accomplishment. And then there's the 10-minute rule. If you feel stuck, commit to just 10 minutes of productive action, angels. Often it's enough time to break up that negative loop in your mind. Productive action, going outside, getting some fresh air, meditating, journaling, positive. Get those thoughts out of your consciousness and onto paper so you can really see and look at, is what I'm thinking really real? These are all tips and ways for you, angels, to help personal conflict in your life, to resolve personal conflict. That's what I did in Texas. And that was the real reason I was there. I thought it was, like I said, to go and talk about my book and to visit my brother and to skydive. Yet the real reason, God's reason for putting me in that space and bringing up all of those memories and being back in the country and all of that was so that I could finally resolve that personal conflict of self sabotage in my life. Document your progress, angels. Keep a daily log and recognize your achievements. Recognize them within yourself. Acknowledge yourself. Pat yourself on the back and tell yourself you've done a good job. Because if you're waiting for somebody outside of you to tell you that, you will be waiting forever. And angels, there was a time in my life where I was waiting for somebody to tell me what to do, where to go, how to do it. Just let me understand and I will do that. I don't do that anymore. I take it upon myself now because, again, I've experienced it too many times to know what's on the other side of that pain. And that pain is only for a brief moment if you're willing to allow yourself to experience it. Freedom is the utmost important value in my life. I choose to be free. I do. Remove momentum stoppers, angels. Minimize your distractions, such as putting your phone on do not disturb when you're trying to focus. Put your phone down, get off of social media, get off the TV. Just eliminate distractions. If you're able to go and meditate inside your car for 10 minutes, do that. If you're around a lake or a beach, go out and get that kind of lake energy and beach energy. Allow yourself to just be with yourself because the more that you're with yourself, the more you get to know yourself. And one of the number one things we as humans are afraid of is being alone. Isn't that interesting? We are never alone. We're in a world of 8.6 billion people, so we will never be alone. God is always with us, so there's no way that we could ever be disconnected from source. Yet that is the number one human fear is being by themselves. Yet I tell you, when you are with yourself, not by yourself, when you are with yourself, you get to know yourself. And as you get to know yourself, angels, you can build the confidence in yourself. You can release personal conflict. You can let go of negative momentum. You can get out of that negative loop and you can replace it with positive momentum, positive thoughts, positive ideas, and positive experiences. Yet the number one key is willingness. Last week in Texas, when I was at that sky drop zone, and I was confused, crying, and so upset, I pounded my brother's dashboard. I said, God, I am willing. Just let me understand. And angels, you have to be willing. You have to be willing. If you aren't willing, you shut the door on yourself. Yet you're here listening. You know you're worth it. I know I'm worth it. You're worth it. We're a child of God. God is worth it. Angels, it's up to you. What do you choose? What do you choose to end any type of personal conflict in your life? Or are you safe and comfortable in your comfort zones, even though your comfort zones may not necessarily give you what it is you truly desire? And only you can answer that. Personal conflict, angels, your choice. How do you choose to utilize the spiritual tools that we've given you so that you can smile, be happy, be free, and know that you are a child of God and that God loves you? It's all up to you, angels. Next week, angels, we're going to wrap up the month with humility and self-knowledge. That's right. You have to be humble. No, you don't have to be. You can choose to be humble. Yet humility is a powerful tool to help you move forward in life. Again, your choice. May 30th, angels, forgiveness is self-love, a great opportunity to free yourself, let go of any unforgiveness, bitterness, or anything that you may be carrying. You can go to forgiveness.com breakingshame.com. Sign up for it May 30th, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Go over there, sign up, check it out, see what you receive. Again, Forgiveness is Self-Love Healing Class, May 30th at forgiveness.breakingshame.com. Sign up for it, angels. You'll thank yourself in the end. I guarantee that. And next week, angels, again, is Humility is Self-Knowledge. We've got a lot of short videos on our YouTube channel. Angels, check them out. Subscribe, like, share this information. Let's get this out into the world. This is the time that people who are looking for a safe space, Buzzard's Corner of Love is that for you. We thank you. We love each and every one of you, and we are grateful and appreciative of your time here with us at Buzzard's Corner of Love. Until next week, angels, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.